This is Korean 1, Lesson 1 lecture, which covers all of the grammar points in Lesson 1. First grammar is saying it's something. It's simply with the noun that you want to indicate, and it either ends with 예요, which is a copular verb. If the noun ends in consonant, you attach 예요 at the end. Otherwise, if it ends with a vowel, you put 예요. It means simply either I am, they are, she, he, it is something. And as I stated, if the noun that you want to refer to, if it ends in consonant, you attach 이에요, otherwise 예요. 예요 is the present polite conjugation of ida. That is the dictionary form of the word. We will, in the later lessons, describe what is a verb, what's an adjective in Korean, how we sort that. But for now, we are learning how to just simply say, I am, they are, she, he, it is something. When you're referring to yourself, the first person topic humble form is 저. Please try to use this instead of now, which is the same thing, but you use it, it's much more informal, and you use it with people who you are very close with. You have break-in, barriers with. Do not use the later na with strangers, especially, or somebody who is older. I will describe this further later, but when you are describing yourself, especially with those who are for the first time, or strangers, or somebody older, refer to yourself as 저 when you are talking about yourself as a topic in a sentence. It's much more modest. It's a humble form. 저 also means that over there as an adjective later to be discussed, but they are just, they sound the same, are written the same, but mean different things. So how would you say it's a certain Korean dish? 육개장 ends in consonant, 이흥, so you put 이에요. 육개장이에요. You're simply just saying it's 육개장. As you have noticed, verbs descriptions in a sentence almost always, verbs certainly always come at the end of a sentence in Korean. So if you were to translate word per word, 육개장 already, is a name of a dish, shredded beef with a lot of green onions and vegetables, spicy soup. And then 이에요 or 예요, which is a conjugation of polite informal non-past conjugation of ida to be. It means it's saying 육개장, it is. Okay. Please get used to this because verbs will always come right before the period in a sentence if it's a verb sentence for Korean. 불고기예요. It's 불고기. 불고기 ends with a vowel, so 예요 instead of 이에요. 핸드폰 is what we call cell phone in Korean. 핸드폰 ends in consonant, so 핸드폰이에요. 핸드폰이에요 ends in consonant. Amy예요. The name Amy ends with a vowel, so 예요. Amy예요. 핸드폰이에요. In a typical situation where you meet somebody, you would greet them with 안녕하세요. 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 It still goes up because it's a rhetorical sentence. And then, the yo polite informal form for Korean, the question yo will always go up as an inflection. 성함이 어떻게 되세요? 성함이 어떻게 되세요? Very politely requesting for somebody's name. And then you would say your first time greeting, 반갑습니다. 반갑습니다. Nice to meet you. Notice these sentences end with yo, polite informal form ending, and their questions, even if it's rhetorical. So the yo goes up. 반갑습니다, different ending. We will discuss these two forms, polite informal, casual form, and then formal or differential form. 씁니다 or 씁니까 for questions. This is a very typical first time greeting and introduction, asking question. How are you? What does your name happen to be? Literally, 성함이 어떻게 되세요? 반갑습니다. Nice to meet you. And the person will answer your question with their name. 마이클 정 ends with consonant, so 이에요. 스티브 윌슨 이에요. That name also ends with consonant, so 이에요. 김유미예요. 김유미예요. Kim Yumi is a full Korean name, last name, or the family name is Kim, and the given name is Yumi. So you put 예요 instead of 이에요. 스테파니예요. Stephanie ends with vowel, so 스테파니 예요. 니콜이에요. 니콜이에요. Nicole ends with consonant, so 이에요. So depending on whether the person's or the noun, this is a proper noun, ends with consonant, you attach 이에요 to say it's Michael Jung, or I am Michael Jung, or Steve Wilson, Kim Yumi. When topic is or subject is missing from a sentence in Korean, it automatically means one is talking about oneself. It's referring to the first person. So 마이클 정이에요 is as good as saying I'm Michael Jung, I am Steve Wilson, etc. So how would some Korean celebrities introduce themselves when you greet them and ask for their name? 다 같이 everybody repeat after me. 안녕하세요. 성함이 어떻게 되세요? 안녕하세요. The yo goes up. It's still rhetorical question. 성함이 어떻게 되세요? The yo goes up again because it's a question. If it's Sai, he would or he might greet you back. Nice to meet you. 반갑습니다. Glad to meet you. 반갑습니다. Sai would be 이에요 or 예요. Sai ends with vowel, so Sai, 예요. G-Dragon would say the same thing. 반갑습니다. Nice to meet you. Glad to meet you. And G-Dragon, but his name ends in consonant, so you would end with 이에요 or 예요. G-Dragon, 이에요. Because his name, G-Dragon, ends with consonant. And same person, but different situations. 안녕하세요. 성함이 어떻게 되세요? 안녕하세요. 성함이 어떻게 되세요? And V would, he might introduce himself with his stage name, 반갑습니다. V, his stage name ends with vowel, is a diphthong, so V, 예요. V, 예요. His real name, Korean name is Kim Tae-hyung. It ends in a consonant. So this time he would end the sentence with Kim Tae-hyung 이에요. 김태형이에요. V예요. 김태형이에요. Because V, it's a diphthong. There's no final consonant, only vowels. So 예요. 김태형 ends in consonant. So 이에요. If you looked at the culture note, we described how often, if it's an English name, we would stylize it in the English order. You would have the person's given name first and then the last name or the family name at the end. But Kang Daniel, he goes by his family name first and his given English name. So same question, 안녕하세요. 성함이 어떻게 되세요? Kang Daniel would answer 반갑습니다. Kang Daniel, which would it be? 이에요 or 예요? 뮤비이에요. Because his name, however you stylize it, whether it ends in consonant or vowel, excuse me, last name or first name or family name or given name, if it ends in a consonant, then it's 이에요. Otherwise, 예요. Jenny will introduce herself with her stage name. So 반갑습니다. Jenny, 예요. Because Jenny ends in vowel. Next grammar is the simplest way to answer a question, to say A or B. Just a certain noun. If the noun ends and you're giving a one-word answer, and if it ends in it's not a yes or no question, you're giving a noun as an answer. And if that noun, whether it's a proper noun or not, if it ends in a consonant, 이요, otherwise just 요. Sort of same like the previous grammar. A lot of Korean grammar operates on this rule. You do one thing if it ends in a consonant, another if it ends in a vowel. So whenever you are giving one word noun answer, if it ends in a consonant, 요, otherwise 요. Some Korean dialect may use 요 for both. To the same question, 성함이 어떻게 되세요? The director, 봉준호, can answer 봉준호예요. That's a full sentence. I am 봉준호. Okay? Or you can just say 봉준호, 요. The reason why you add the 요 at the end is to be polite. It's just like in English, just saying 봉준호. But the 요 is entered there for the sake of politeness. Okay? And, when you are asking who, what, when, where question, 뭐예요? What is it? 태권도, and then it ends in a vowel, so 요. It's taekwondo, that's it. But yo is not a verb or anything. It's just there for the sake of politeness to the listener, just to be not discourteous, okay? If you just toss out taekwondo, it's a disregard for whoever's listening. You're just tossing out the answer. So, and the person who asked you the question with yo, which is a polite form. And what makes this form polite, even if it's casual or informal, is the yo. So yo is simply entered there for the listener's sake, to be polite to the listener. 뭐예요? 한글이요. And you just enter 이요 because the noun ends in consonant. The reason why we have these rules, 이에요 versus 예요, and 요 versus 이요, is I just reminded you, that in Korean, a lot of the grammar has to do it when it's a consonant, you do one thing. If it's a vowel, you do another. This is to keep the consonant vowel pattern. Korean has this internal pattern where we like things to be consonant vowel, consonant vowel, consonant vowel. We don't like vowel vowel, if at all possible, consonant consonant. We like to keep that pattern in our speech where it's just consonant vowel, consonant vowel. That's why in the liaison roles, when we read, when you have a syllable that ends with a consonant and it's followed by another syllable where it's an empty consonant, you have 이흥 at its initial position, the final consonant carries over the sound. You can attempt to answer these questions. You don't have to understand exactly. This is for the sake of just practice. We can still read this question though. I mean, you're asking for who's a singer that you like? Who's your favorite singer? 좋아하는 가수가 누구예요? 누구예요 is who is it? 좋아하는, it's a non-modification for who is the singer that you like. 좋아하는 가수가 누구예요? 뭐예요? 좋아하는 한국 음식이 뭐예요? So, you can use the Naver dictionary or Wikipedia to find out how your favorite Korean singer's name, either their stage name or their real name, is written out in Hangul. And if it ends in a consonant, you would state their name, and their name ends in consonant, you put ieo, or you could just put iyo. If the person's name, the favorite singer's name, is ending in a vowel, you just put yeo or simply yo, your choice. It's not that you have to do one thing or another. It's yo is just a simple way of answering a question with a noun, but with being polite for the listener's sake, who asked you the question with yo. So you have to also answer with yo to, be mutual. 좋아하는 한국 음식이 뭐예요? Specifically, we're asking for what your Korean dish is, so it will be in Korean name, noun, and if it is, for example, kimchi jjigae, it ends in a vowel, so it can be kimchi jjigae 예요 or kimchi jjigae yo. Okay, kimchi jjigae 예요. It is kimchi jjigae. Full sentence. And the second answer, kimchi jjigae yo, would be just, tossing the verb, but yo is still there to be polite. If you are answering this with the name of a group, it could be either BTS 예요 for BTS, because in Korean, when you pronounce those alphabet letters, it will be BTS, so BTS 예요, or BTS 요, or their name in Korean is 방탄소녀단, ends in a consonant, so 방탄소녀단 이에요, or 이요. So we repeated this sentence expression several times. 성함이 어떻게 되세요? 성함이 어떻게 되세요? This is the most formal way of asking for somebody's name. Literally means how or what does your name happen to be? Yes, this is the most polite, it is honorific. Instead of 이름, which is name, you have the honorific counterpart of that noun, 성함, and the expression 어떻게 되세요, which is what does it have to be. Okay, they both mean what is your name, but 성함이 어떻게 되세요 is very formal and is used with not only with somebody who is older, your boss, somebody who's your superior, but in the context of, if formal business meetings. It's not only about who you talk to, but you have to think of the environment, the context. If your work is very conservative, and you are meeting somebody, your coworker, for the same time, for the first time, you should use 성함이 어떻게 되세요? Because unless you already know that person and you're asking for that person's name, so you don't know that person, and they might look younger than you, but they could be older than you, or they could be of higher standing than you at your job, at your workplace. 이름이 뭐예요? That's literally what is your name. Okay. And that is very casual. You might use that just at a social event or a party where people are your peers, your age, if you're a college student. Again, context or the environment isn't open, that it's more of a social thing where it's casual. You're not there for work. So when you go to autograph event. They're called fan sign event in Korean, but like if you're going to go get autographed, get your autograph from your favorite group, you know, the singer or the group member would ask you, that's how they would ask you, 성함이 어떻게 되세요? Even if you are younger than them, because you're their fan. It's like you're their, customer, fan, they're always on our side. Okay. And this is again formal event where you're there to, it's a meet and greet and autograph. So they don't know you, you're a stranger to them, and that's why they would say 성함이 어떻게 되세요? So this is dialogue on lesson 1, but different context, okay, with different names between 백현 and 나연. 백현, 안녕하세요. 변백현이에요. 성함이 어떻게 되세요? How are you? I'm 변백현. Name ends in consonant, so 이에요. And as for the other person's name, 임나연이에요. Her name also ends in consonant, so 이에요. 반갑습니다. 임나연이요. Okay. 임나연이요. 반갑습니다. Notice that when there's question, the yo goes up. 안녕하세요. 성함이 어떻게 되세요? Yo goes up. When it's a statement, the yo goes down. 임나연이에요. 임나연이요. 임나연이요. Yo goes down when it's a statement. That's it for lesson 1 of Korean 1.